These are 11 spending habits that often keep people in debt and poverty. But just like Jackson did, you can free yourself from these habits. Once upon a time, in a city of finance, lived a man named Jackson. He was an average 35-year-old with a regular job and not much money. He admired Warren Buffett and wondered what made Buffett so successful. Jackson decided to find out more about Buffett's habits. As Jackson read more books and articles, he realized that Buffett's success came from his habits. He chuckled at his own bad habits, like buying coffee every day, which was draining his finances. Jackson knew change was possible and started making small adjustments. He began saving and investing a portion of his $50,000 salary and spent his spare time learning about finance. Over time, his stress and anxiety decreased as his savings grew. By the age of 52, Jackson achieved financial freedom. He was proud of his journey and wanted to help others do the same. So, let's dive into the 11 habits that can keep you broke and how to fix them. Habit number 11. Poor budgeting. Jackson used to buy things just because they were on sale, which quickly added up. Without a budget, money slips away unnoticed. The solution is simple: make a budget. Track your spending to see where your money is going. This helps you save for important things like vacations or an emergency fund, rather than wasting money on unnecessary purchases. Habit number 10. Poor money habits. Jackson used to borrow money from friends and family because he overspent. To avoid this, develop healthy money habits. 1. Set a spending limit and stick to it. 2. Save and invest to make your money grow. 3. Avoid impulsive purchases. 4. Learn about investments and personal finance. 5. Surround yourself with supportive people. 6. Stay focused on your long-term goals. Habit number 9. Keeping up with the Joneses. Jackson once tried hard to keep up with his neighbors, who had a lot of fancy and expensive things. He bought new gadgets, upgraded his car, and spent money on things he couldn't really afford, just to look like he was doing as well as they were. But this only caused him stress and made his finances worse. Instead of trying to match his neighbors' lifestyles, Jackson decided to focus on what really mattered for his own future. He started saving more money and building an emergency fund to make sure he would be financially secure. It's important to remember that just because someone seems to have a lot of nice things doesn't mean they're actually doing well financially. Their outward appearance might be misleading. Prioritizing your own financial security and planning for your future is much more important than trying to keep up with what others are doing. Make choices based on what's best for you, not based on what others seem to have. Habit number 8. Chasing the latest technology. New gadgets can be very tempting, but sometimes last year's model works just as well. Warren Buffett is known for choosing practical tech over the newest, flashiest options. Before buying the latest upgrades, it's important to check if they really offer something extra for the cost. Habit number 7. Lack of emergency funds. Without emergency savings, unexpected costs can lead to debt. Start setting aside money for emergencies to cover at least 3-6 months of expenses. Even small amounts add up over time and provide financial stability. Habit number 6. Not tracking spending. Jackson had a habit of spending money without keeping track of where it was going. He would buy things, pay bills, and make other purchases without ever really noting down how much he was spending. This lack of tracking led to financial trouble because he didn't realize how quickly his money was disappearing. To avoid these problems, it's important to keep a record of every single expense. This means writing down or using an app to track everything you spend money on, from groceries and bills to small purchases like coffee or snacks. By doing this, you'll be able to see exactly where your money is going. Habit number 5. Unnecessary spending. Jackson often bought things on impulse. To avoid this: 1. Make a shopping list and stick to it. 2. Set a spending limit for each trip. 3. Wait a day or two before making a purchase to decide if it's really necessary. Habit number 4. Lack of financial plan. Many people, like Jackson, used to struggle with his finances because he didn't have a clear financial plan. Without a plan, it's easy to make poor choices about how to handle money. For example, you might spend too much on things you don't need or fail to save enough for important goals. Having a financial plan is crucial for managing your money wisely. It starts with setting clear goals for what you want to achieve. Whether it's saving for a house, paying off debt, or building an emergency fund, having specific goals helps you stay focused and motivated. Creating a budget is a key part of your financial plan. A budget is like a roadmap for your money. It shows you how much money you have coming in and how much you need to spend. By tracking your income and expenses, you can see where your money goes and make sure you're not overspending. Habit number 3. Lack of diversification. Jackson made a big mistake by putting all his money into one type of investment, and he ended up losing nearly 80% of its value. This happened because if that one investment lost value, his entire investment was affected. It's like putting all your eggs in one basket. If the basket falls, all the eggs break. To avoid this kind of loss, it's important to spread your investments across different types of assets, like stocks, bonds, and real estate. This strategy, known as diversification, helps protect you from losing a lot of money if one investment doesn't do well. By spreading your money around, you can reduce the risk and have a better chance of making steady gains over time. Habit number 2. Taxes. Taxes might seem like a hassle, but they are a normal part of managing your finances and supporting public services. It's important to handle taxes properly instead of trying to avoid them, as not paying your taxes can lead to serious problems. Just like following the rules in a game, paying taxes is part of being responsible with your money. To make the most of your taxes and potentially save some money, it's a good idea to get advice from a tax professional. They can help you understand how to use tax strategies to your advantage, like finding deductions or credits you might not know about. This way, you can make sure you're paying the right amount and not missing out on ways to keep more of your money. Habit number 1. Lifestyle inflation. Lifestyle inflation happens when you start spending more money just because you earn more. For example, when Jackson got a raise at work, he began to spend more on things he didn't really need, like fancy clothes or eating out more often. This habit, known as lifestyle creep, can stop you from saving money and making real financial progress. Instead of using extra money to increase your spending, it's better to stick to a plan that helps you manage your money wisely. One effective way to handle this is by following the 50-30-20th rule. This rule suggests you spend 50% of your income on essential needs like rent and groceries, 30% on things you want but don't really need, like entertainment or dining out, and save 20% for your future goals. By sticking to this plan, you ensure you are not just spending more because you earn more, but are also saving and investing for a better financial future. By understanding these habits and making changes, you can work towards financial freedom, just like Jackson did. Remember, effective money management is key to building wealth and achieving your financial goals. Start your journey to financial freedom today and discover a more secure and peaceful tomorrow. As you embark on this path, you'll unlock new opportunities, reduce stress, and gain confidence in your financial decisions. Take the first step now and begin building the financial future you deserve.